Good evening and welcome to Bryan School for tonight's broadcast of our high school boys basketball opener between our hosts, the Bryan Golden Bears, and the visitors from Edgerton. I'm Brian Arnold, same place, different seat. Chris Malenga got smart and moved over a couple of seats and is working production tonight. Tim Meister and I are going to bring a lot of boys and girls basketball action to you this year, starting with tonight's game.
Yeah, it should be a really good opening night for basketball. Hard to believe basketball season's here, but I think we're in for a really good basketball game.
Yeah, a couple of new coaches. You got new faces on both teams in the rotation. Looking forward to seeing how that works out, especially for the Golden Bears. But I know Edgerton's in the same boat. New coach, new faces that they're going to count on this year. And like you said, it's basketball season. I was at Bowling Green today for the coldest game I've sat through, and I'm just happy to be indoors for this one tonight. So it's the Oberlin-Turnbull countdown to tip-off. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Homes and Crematory, family-owned, family-focused. We had the chance to chat with Bryan head coach Jacob Parker, and you'll hear that after this timeout on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Welcome back out to the Golden Bears Sports Network. Don Malenga here, joined alongside Coach Parker of the boys basketball team. How you doing today?
Great.
Good. So we're looking forward to our first game, but first let's kind of look back at those preseason games you had. You had Emmanuel Christian, you had Ayersville, you had St. Francis. So what were some positives and negatives that came out of those preseason games?
Some great looks, different looks out of every team that we faced. So Emmanuel Christian was very early in the preseason, about week in, and that just gave us a test to see how we were going to flow and some ideas of what we had to work on. And after that, we got to go play Ayersville, which is more local GMC. We play a lot of GMC schools this year, so that gave us a great look at who we're going to kind of face throughout our season. And real positives out of that. I mean, a lot of the guys are starting to gel together, and our offense is getting to start to click. And then we invited St. Francis, and that was just one of those how tough are we? Yeah. How can we go compete? Yeah. How can we go build? And how positive are we when things aren't always going our way? And it was a great positive scrimmage for us.
Yeah. And like you said, St. Francis is a pretty good team. You actually, and Emmanuel Christian, a good team too, and you can't even count out Ayersville. Like, what was the thought process there by having such a strong strength of schedule for the preseason games?
Just get them ready. I mean, it's one of those things that if you want to be at your peak at the beginning of the season or know what you really got to work on, you got to be able to go compete against some teams that are going to point out some of those flaws. Mm-hmm. If you play some of the teams that you can compete with and you know that, you're not always going to see what you're weak at. And so we wanted to see some teams that we could go battle and compete and go beat, but also face some teams that were going to make us struggle in aspects and let the guys realize that our focus is truly in practice what we got to work on and let them see it.
Yeah. And so we're looking at, obviously you're a first-year head coach, kind of trying to rebuild some of this stuff in the team. What's some of the culture going to be like on the team this year? What is what's new going to look like on this team for this year?
So a lot of positivity. We built our method is around EGBs, which is energy generating behaviors. So there's going to be a lot more positivity. The guys are really picking each other up a lot this year. A lot of talking positive, high fives. Hopefully you'll see the bench come alive a whole lot. And these guys are really building something positive with each other and building the program and laying that foundation. And once we get that positive foundation, that's when we can start truly building the basketball aspect of the program back up. So that's our idea right now.
It's a lot of positivity in the locker room. Also kind of looking at who are some of the guys we're going to be hearing a lot about this year that might be some of the best players here.
Yeah, so we're senior-led, and we got a great group of seniors. They're just phenomenal kids. They're phenomenal basketball guys. We're really looking to have them lay a really big foundation for us this year. So you've got guys of Carter Dominic being a 4-year post guy. You've got Gavin Jessing coming back and a phenomenal shooter inside out. He's actually worked on his game a ton this year, adding a few more new pieces to his game, and we're looking forward to having him expand in that role. Landon Bassett and Mason Welling looking at our defensive specialist guys. They're gonna work their tails off for us and then also be our spot shooters. They're great shooters. And then Kingston Cito coming in as our transfer, and he's done a really good job of blending in and coming into the offense. And we're looking to see what his talents can bring and open up for us on the offensive end. And we've got great role players. Hunter Milfeld works his tail off and plays phenomenal defense and rebounds better than anybody that we've seen. And Tucker Watson coming up, and he's going to be a big name this year that you see getting more time and minutes, and he's really worked on his craft this fall in the post. And Few Jack Kennedy's coming up, and he showed us a lot last year, and he's continuing to grow and improve this year in that point guard role for us, and kind of solidifying himself as a dual threat shooter and dribble drive kind of guy. So a lot of role players for us this year. We're deep. We're deeper than we were in the last couple of years, which is fantastic, and we're looking to use that as a strength for us this year.
Yeah, so it sounds like there's going to be a lot of guys we're going to be hearing a lot about. Let's kind of look forward here to Edgerton. We got a game Friday, first game of the season, home opener here at Bryan, the day after Thanksgiving. What are the kind of thoughts and ideas going into this game?
We're going to focus on ourselves a lot. Just focus on what we can control, how we can play, and what we do good. That's the big key for us. We can't get too caught up in what everything Edgerton can do. They got a new first-year head coach as well, Dwayne Miller over there. He's a great guy. We watched a little bit of what they've been able to do. They're very guard-oriented, so we're hoping that our post guys can get some work in there and we can see our offense kind of flow through them a little bit. But we're really looking to see how well our guys can come to a game. You know, scrimmages are one thing, practices are another, but when the lights hit, how do we mesh, how do we build, and how do we grow each other? Because game one of the season doesn't have to define your season, but it is a great stepping stone to get you rolling. So
Exactly.
How these guys come onto the floor Friday night, we're looking to push the tempo, we're looking to speed the game up a little bit and get out and transition and put a lot of points up on the board, and I think the guys are really enjoying that aspect of the game this year.
Nice. Well, I'll let you get to this alumni game you got coming up. I heard there's a lot of guys coming back from Thanksgiving break ready to mess up some high school kids, so I'm sure you're excited for that one.
Yeah, we're thrilled. It's been great turnout. We've had a lot of guys sign up to even come today, and hopefully there's a handful of guys that show up that didn't sign up. That's one thing we're really trying to build, is building that alumni, having those guys come back in, support them, really get to know the players that are out on the floor, and I've always loved the idea of having alumni back in practices and being around the program and giving their 2 cents, because they've been around it, they know what they're doing,
Yeah.
they know the feelings and how it is. So it's great for the younger guys to learn from them.
Yeah, it helps build this culture of Bryan that we have, so
Absolutely.
It's really awesome. Well, this has been your pregame interview with Don Malenga and Coach Parker. We'll be right back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
And welcome back to the pregame show here for tonight's basketball game between Bryan and Edgerton. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, and the Veteran Services of Williams County. Well, the last time these two teams got together last winter, almost a year ago, December 1st, Bryan defeated.
Discover top quality healthcare.
Now to see a little bit of information here on the screen about the visitors from Edgerton. We'll look through some key stats for them. Like we said before, under new head coach Dwayne Miller. Have some returning starters here. Coach Meister, what do you think about the Bulldogs?
Well, they certainly have a little bit of an advantage over Bryan in the sense that he really returns his entire starting five from last year. Two of those young men, Corey Herman and Scotty Krantz, have played a tremendous amount of varsity basketball over the last 3 years. Corey Herman actually started as a freshman. Throw in Joel Walkup, who's played varsity since he's been a sophomore. Maddox Baker really came on last year. Kellen Sanchez, as a freshman, stepped in halfway through the season and assumed a starting lineup role. This is a very veteran team for Edgerton, and if that's the one thing that is somewhat different than these two teams, again, some similarities with new coaches, which we'll get into a little bit later. The one thing about Edgerton is they certainly return an awful lot of experience.
Yeah, and that is a big difference. Now when we turn our attention now to the home team, the Bryan Golden Bears, and look at what they've got. A first-year head coach, 4 starters gone from last year's team. You've got 3-4 starters just depending on the night in the rotation. You've got a couple back with Carter Dominic and Gavin Jessing, but we got a first-year head coach, lost the 3 starters there, and Dylan Koenig to graduation. Returning with Carter Dominic, Gavin Jessing, and Landon Bassett. The one thing, you've got a couple of guys that saw a lot of minutes and contributed a lot, but not a lot after those two.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I'm not mistaken, Gavin Jessing really not to about halfway through the year last year did he begin to see some significant minutes. that really leaves Carter Dominic as your young man who played a bunch of basketball, and again, like Corey Herman, played a bunch since he's been a freshman. So you're right, Coach Arnold. The similarities are two young coaches, both coming back to their alma mater, both trying to establish their program, kind of put their stamp on it. The difference being is the amount of experience coming back and the amount of offensive production coming back.
Yeah, we'll take a quick look at last year's NWAL standings to see where Bryan finished up. And one thing that's going to be huge on the to-do list for Coach Parker in this year's version of the Bears is to find that league win. It's been 3 years. That's something that has to get done. That's got to be huge on the Bears list. So we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back with a little bit more of the pregame after a minute break here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreation Department has going on at bryanparks.com or like them on Facebook. Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
And welcome back to tonight's ball game here in Bryan. We're going to hit real quick on the keys to tonight's contest after talking to both head coaches. The keys to the game are brought to you by the Carlin Company Realty and Auctioneers. Been your hometown real estate company for over 45 years. They have consistently remained #1 in Williams County and the surrounding area since 2007. Call us for all of your real estate needs. So let's look at the keys for tonight's game. We'll start off with Edgerton, our guest.
Yeah, keys for Edgerton are limit Bryan to one shot. Just finishing that defensive possession with a rebound, not giving them second chance points. Taking care of the basketball, making sure you're not turning it over, leading to easy baskets for Bryan. And finally, just making shots. And I think that probably is going to pertain to both teams. You can get good shots, but you have to make the good shots you get.
Yeah, but let's look at the keys here for Coach Parker's squad.
Yeah, he certainly is going to be concerned about his team on both ends of the floor, making sure they're cohesive, coming in with a new philosophy, probably some different things they're going to do. They need to handle the highs and lows and stay very positive. I think we're going to talk somewhat in the future about how this game starts, the middle 16 minutes, and he has to be able to control that narrative. And then finally, same as Edgerton, win the battle on the boards. They simply cannot give second chance points. And that's so important when you're a team that maybe struggles scoring, but you can really defend. You've got to finish off every defensive possession with a defensive rebound. If you don't, it can be so deflating to give that team second chance points.
And I think another huge key, one of the things that we've neglected to mention so far is you're going to see a change in the Bryan starting lineup. Besides some guys that played JV last year, we've got a new player on the team in Kingston Cito, and that's a huge addition for Coach Parker and all of the team. Not only is he an extremely talented player that's moved into the district, but also just someone new that everyone has to learn. They've had the summertime and some scrimmages, but how does everybody adjust to that?
Yeah, exactly. And the first 3 minutes of the game is going to be emotion, it's going to be nerves, it's going to be all of those things. It's once those teams settle down in those middle 16 minutes, that second and third quarter, how are the teams coming together? How's the cohesiveness? Are they into a flow? Are they executing the preseason things they worked on? So to me, this game is going to be played in stages, and each stage is going to play out a little differently. And then each coach is going to have to adjust to that.
And looking at the comments for both coaches and having seen one of the scrimmages the Bears played here as a way just to kind of get familiar with them, who's going to score for you? And Bryan, I know they're looking at Kingston, but Gavin Jesse really came on strong, like you said last year, and showed that he could play inside out. He can hit the outside shot. He can get the ball to the basket. We know Carter Dominic's a steady force. The other guys, who's going to show up for the other guys? Landon Bassett, Mason Welling, Jack Kennedy, who's it going to be that shows up? And I think that's the fun part as you look at the Bears going into this year. Who's the next guy? Who else is going to show up?
Everybody's still trying to find their roles. I mean, they're somewhat defined in preseason, but the lights come on and the game's for real, you really don't know. And I think another X factor is the one thing that neither team really is sure of is what's their presence in the post. What's that factor? Can they find someone, and by presence, not necessarily scoring a lot of points, but can they defend, can they rebound, can they disrupt the other team's offense? I don't know that either team knows what that post position is going to look like.
Yeah, that's such a huge factor in any game, but that throughout the season, that's going to be big. Well, let's take a minute here to introduce ourselves to the officials for tonight's contest as they meet all of the coaches on both sides. Your game officials are brought to you by Tri-State Vision Center that's been serving the Bryan area since 1977. Contact us at either our Bryan or Montpelier offices for all of your eye care needs. Tonight's officials are Millard Catchings Jr., Richard Hughes, and Mark Weaver Sr., and we're looking forward to these guys. We've seen this crew before, and they do a fantastic job. We're going to take another quick break here before we get things rolling. We'll be back on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
I am blind, but I need not see. I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free.
Back at Bryan High School as we prepare for tonight's national anthem and starting lineups. We're really excited. Like I mentioned here, we got a lot of new faces and new places as far as the Golden Bears are concerned, and I think everybody's excited to see how that goes. So, big key tonight is how our boys respond to just the new atmosphere, and I think we got a great crowd. I think everybody's looking forward to that. So I'm going to take it down now. We'll listen to the playing of the national anthem here at Bryan High School. Tonight's national anthem was brought to you by, or sponsored by, the Veteran Services of Williams County. Now we'll hear our starting lineups brought to us by Bryan's PA, Mr. Aaron Hughes. The starting lineups are sponsored by the Allie Held Herman Memorial Run Walk. Mark your calendars and lace up your shoes for the 5th annual Allie Held Herman Memorial Runner Walk on Saturday, July 19th, 2025 at the McDonald Ruff Ice Rink. Now tonight's starters. And there you have the starting lineups for tonight's game. As mentioned, a new face there in the Bryan order, Kingston Cito, new student to the Bryan district, and he's really gotten accustomed to and close with this group of boys. Like I mentioned, through the summer and through the fall has worked really hard. I've seen him and Gavin Jessing in the gym a lot, getting familiar with one another. So I know the Bryan crowd's excited to see how that hard work pays off.
Ironic that his very first games against Edgerton, where his mom, his aunt, and his uncle were tremendous basketball players for the Bulldogs. So kind of a story within a story right here.
Feels like an NFL schedule matchup right there. Bryan in the white, Edgerton in their maroon, and we are underway. Bryan Cito controlled the tap. Edgerton grabbed it. Mason Welling with a little bit of a hustle foul right there.
Just got caught in a bad spot.
2 seconds into your senior season, you got a foul under your belt already, so we got that out of the way.
Way to get in the box score, Mason. That's what you do.
You got to make sure that's a heady play. Edgerton's going to inbound under their basket. Krantz has it up top. Hand off to Baker.
I look for both teams to defend really well tonight. Probably both see a lot of man and mix in some zone.
Yeah, a little bit of flex action here out of Edgerton. Swing it around. Bears sitting in some man-to-man. Herman comes open for the opening three-point basket. First points of the ball game to Corey Herman. A nice three from the top of the key.
He is a tremendous catch-and-shoot player. So that's something Bryan's going to have to be aware of. They're going to have to switch on that screen. They're going to have to fight through it, but they just cannot let him have that open look.
See, Edgerton matched up into some man-to-man also. Cito tried to get something going, loses the ball. Herman picked it up going the other way, but he's going to get whistled for a double dribble. So a couple of turnovers there by, a couple of players who, want to do well. They may press a little bit here, so it'll be interesting to see them stay within themselves. As Cito is going to bring it up.
Expect both teams to be a tad bit nervous to start out, first game jitters.
I would assume that's the one thing we mentioned is the house is pretty full tonight. Edgerton travels all the time, and Bryan's got a great crowd. They want to see what this 2024-25 version of the Bears looks like as the Bears turn it over again. So Baker walks it up, calls a play for Edgerton. Bears still in that man-to-man. Herman again, this time attacks, has the ball knocked away, gathered it back up. And everybody resets. Edgerton resets, Bears reset the defense. Dominic now on Herman out top, he swings it back over. Krantz has the ball, working against Bassett. Herman another look from three, this time not there. Rebound by Cito. The Bears will look to get a shot off this possession and take the lid off. Carter Dominic with the turnaround in the lane. That's his shot. To his right shoulder, fade away. That's been a shot that he's looked to get and can knock down all 4 years.
He's really mastered that mid-range game of getting someone in the paint and fading away just enough. It's difficult to defend that shot.
I think that's one thing he's learned. I don't want to say undersized, but maybe under height as a post player. He's been asked to play inside his whole career as the Bears come up with a block shot and take it away, and then Carter's perfected creating space like that. Cito with the step back from the top of the key, no good. Rebound pulled down by Sanchez from Edgerton. He looks to push a little bit. Bears get back defensively and take that break away. A couple minutes in, you're about 2:40 in. Edgerton with a 3-2 lead on the main stop scoreboard. And like you said, the defensive intensity on both ends has been good. I think especially early, it's not going to be easy to get anything for anyone. Good patience here by the Bulldogs. Bears playing good, solid man-to-man. Shot fake at the top. There's a swing as three is short. But that was Baker with the miss, gets his own rebound, tries the left baseline, nothing there. Bears taking a lot of things away, but a really nice move there by Scotty Krantz. Attack the middle, able to finish with a layup at the basket. 5-2 Edgerton. almost halfway through the opening quarter.
Scotty Krantz is definitely more of a slasher driver, has the ability to shoot the three, but what you saw right there is what he is so good at.
And I've liked so far, Edgerton's been aggressive attacking the basket. They haven't been afraid to try to get the ball into the paint. A lot of shot fakes, ball fakes, try to get the Bryan defenders off their feet. And there's the first basket for Kingston Cito. Attack of the basket, gets into the paint, makes it 5-4 Edgerton.
Yeah, really nice move by Kingston. He played off at 2 feet, was very balanced. He's going to be a hard defend for people because he's so strong going to the basket.
There's another open look left. And we're going to have a foul on the Bears. Three-pointer was missed by Krantz. But Edgerton's Corey Herman attack there. And they're going to call a shooting foul here. That's going to go on Carter Dominic. So there's going to be a couple of free throws for Corey Herman. Free throws tonight are brought to you tonight and every night by Welling Construction, third-generation, family-owned general contractor. We specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Contact us at 419-636-3712. We got our first sub of the night. Jack Kennedy will check in for Mason Welling. And Herman missed the first throw. Now, first free throw, he's going to try to make his second now. Second one is good. 6-4 Edgerton with 3:53 left here in the first quarter. Cito tries the right side, nothing there. Ball out to Kennedy. Reverses itself around. Good hands up top. And that's going to be another turnover for the Bears. I think that's about 3 here early. Nice hands by Maddox Baker. Picks Kennedy's pocket. Kennedy able to knock it away, but still a turnover.
Well, so far, it's not anything we haven't expected. We thought Bryan may struggle early on trying to find some offensive rhythm just because of the newness. We thought they may turn over a little bit, but for the most part, I think the game is settled. I think Coach Parker's got to be happy he got through the first 3 or 4 minutes. It's now start time to play a little basketball. Just get
the butterflies out. Yep, everybody get the butterflies out. 3 from the top of the key, challenged by Cito. He kind of forced that shot high as Sanchez missed off a back iron. Bears got out and ran. Nice one-handed pass across to Jessing. Bucket's good, and the foul. Nice find by Kingston Cito right there with the left-handed pass, finished by Gavin Jessing. And that foul's going to be called on number 3, Scotty Krantz. His first. Edgerton's first, 1 for them, 2 for Bryan. Jessing will try to finish off the three-point play here at the Welling Construction free throw line. And that free throw is good. 7-6 lead, first lead of the night for the Bryan Golden Bears on the main stop scoreboard. Let's see if that helps get the Bears' legs underneath them a little bit too.
Yeah, and that's what you do. You go to your returning player who's probably played as well offensively as anybody did towards the end of last year. You got him a look underneath, went up strong, get you to 3, like you said. Get your feet underneath you, relax a little bit, play basketball.
Yeah, and I think that was his first touch on the offensive end. Him and Dominic both have a touch and a bucket, so I think that's a good sign for the Bears early.
And a great look by Kingston Cito. Let's not forget that. A great pass.
Bears defense continues to be extremely intense in the half court. Edgerton has gotten some good looks, but they've had to work hard for everything they've gotten so far. As the Bryan crowd gets behind this good defensive effort from the Bears. Nice runner into the lane, going left, back to his right. Scotty Krantz off glass to make it 8-7 Edgerton. That's a nice take, good finish.
And that's what he does so well. He just slashes to the basket, either creates openings for others or takes it strong, like we saw there, and finishes.
Good patience there from Edgerton. I'll probably throw in a couple of plugs for a shot clock in Ohio at some point. That would be about my first opportunity after a 45-second possession. Good ball movement by the Bears. Bassett can't get the 3 to go. Rebound by Walkup, and Herman. He's pushing a little bit. Looks right baseline. That was taken away. Just couldn't stop himself. A nice attack there. That was Joey Walkup attacking into the paint. Just not able to get himself stopped. We got a couple of subs into the ball game here for Coach Miller's squad. Number 23, Carter Gibson, is in. And our other sub is number 24, Noah Weaver.
Yeah, Noah had played some extensive varsity minutes last year. At one point started, then then came off the bench. Again, there's that post presence I think Edgerton wants to look to. Are we going to get something out of that? What kind of factor will this be? And for Bryan, they bring in Tucker Watson. I think they had the same question.
Right. And I saw, watching him play in the scrimmage the other day against the alumni, who were some big athletic bodies, Watson had some nice touches and finishes inside, did some good things. Cito works off of a ball screen from Jessing, finds him. Jessing with a nice kick to Watson to Kennedy. Can't get the three to go, but a great offensive rebound. There's Watson making an impact right away. And that three from Welling was halfway down. Offensive rebound to Cito. He can't get the three to go. Edgerton's finally able to pull it down. Weaver gets it, and Herman's pushing. Good offensive sequence for the Bears. Just can't find the bottom of the net right now on the outside shot, but they're getting good looks. And there's Herman. There's a catch and shoot three. Can't get that one to go. Rebound and run here from Gavin Jessing. 40 seconds left in the quarter. Kind of an errant pass there. Gets intercepted by Edgerton. And I think that we're going to get a travel here. Another turnover. Looks like the first quarter of the first game right now, Coach Meister.
Yeah, it does. Right now, both teams have gotten into a stretch where they're just playing a little sloppy, a little hurried. I think now they're trying to get themselves into a flow. Early on, they're trying to run some sets, trying to be patient, and all of a sudden you get a turnover and run out, then you get another turnover and run out, and that whole momentum of the game, the pace changes, and then it gets a little sloppy. So I think right now Bryan wants to run a set, try to get someone in an advantageous position.
And just as we say that, we got another turnover. Trying to force a little bit there, I think, was Mason Welling. Senior Andy Meyer checked in for Edgerton before that last possession. 4 seniors for the Edgerton squad, and the Golden Bears have 7 seniors. There's a lot of experience, but not a lot of game time experience for the Bears. And like you said, a lot of veterans from Edgerton. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Another runner in the lane doesn't go. Offensive rebound from Weaver with the left hand, can't get it to go. Bears pull it away. Jessing from half court, off glass, but no good. So that brings the end of the first quarter. Edgerton leads 8-7 on the main stop scoreboard. We'll be back in about a minute and talk about some things from the first quarter.
At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we understand that family is at the heart of everything we do.
Being family-owned and family-focused is not just a slogan for us, it's a way of life. We walk alongside you during life's most challenging moments, providing a guiding hand and a shoulder to lean on.
With heartfelt care and attention to detail, we tailor each service to honor the life and the memories of your loved one. We treat you like family because your journey is our journey.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused.
Here at the Williams County Veterans Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veterans Service Office.
Back at Bryan High School, getting ready to start the second quarter here. 8-7 on the main stop scoreboard. Main stops, though you're always near one. Remember, Thirsty Thursday every Thursday. Golden Bears a little sloppy. Didn't shoot the ball extremely well. Too many turnovers, I'm sure Coach Parker would agree. But just down 8-7 here as the quarter starts, and the Bears have possession.
I think both coaches at the end of the first quarter wanted to be close, because I'm not sure either team has the capability of getting down 12 or 14 points and having the firepower to get back. For Bryan, they had 5 turnovers that quarter, and they shot 6 threes. I think he'd like to see both of those things change.
Cito tries the right side, doesn't get there. Bass with a 3 from the corner, but he's going to be fouled and go to the line, I believe. They're going to call that on the shot.
One thing so far I've been impressed with Kingston Cito, you can tell good players do this, he's very unselfish. I mean, he can get the ball to the basket and get a shot for himself anytime he wants. He's done a really nice job tonight of getting his teammates open looks and baskets as well.
Bassett knocks down the first of the 3 free throws he'll get to even the score at 8-8. Yeah, and Kingston knows he's drawing a lot of attention. That's pretty much going to be the name of the game all year. When he attacks, he's going to draw a lot of people to him. Everybody else has got to be ready. Bassett was ready in the corner, ready to shoot it as soon as he caught it. Missed the second free throw. He'll get his 3rd of 3 here. And that one's off. Gets 1 of 3 at the line. Game's tied at 8. About 25 seconds into the second quarter here at Bryan.
Early on in the game, Edgerton had a lot of success running a lot of sets. They ran that little flex screen, double screen off to the top. I want to see if they go back to some sets because both teams, they've gotten into their motion offense, have gotten a little stagnant. You want to get some continuity, get your kids to move and get used to moving.
4 starters in for Edgerton. There's a ricochet off of Herman's head right into Kranz's hands. He attacks. On the shot fake, you got a Bear defender in the air, and he's going to go to the free throw line. And yeah, that foul's going to be on Kingston Cito, his first. Reset the team fouls. Don't forget, the beginning of the quarter here in high school now, we reset team fouls, so it's 1 foul each. I did the book for girls basketball as Kranz knocks down the first free throw, 9-8 Edgerton. He's got 5 early points now for the Bulldogs. I did the scorebook for the first 3 games for the girls basketball team, and that's a hard thing to remember, that reset of the team fouls. Second free throw is good from the Welling Construction free throw line. 10-8 lead for Edgerton. A minute in. Cito tried to catch the Edgerton defense napping, but Sanchez was ready, picked off the pass, and now he's attacking. Scramble for a loose ball, bodies on the floor. Both teams getting after it. Edgerton's able to come away. Kranz has it. Spin move, look to attack. He kicks to Baker. Baker's 3 is no good. Rebound to Cito. Outlet quickly to Jessing. The Bears are running. Kennedy passed up the 3. Ball's up top. Cito with a great find. Elbow to opposite block. Great diagonal. Jessing not able to get the shot to go, but he's fouled and will get free throws.
Really interesting when Kingston Cito has the ball and the first time he puts it on the floor, on his first dribble, you see 5 sets of Edgerton eyes go to him immediately. And in that case, Gavin Jessing, his defender, did the one thing you cannot do. He stepped up. You can be prepared to step over, but the minute you step up, you give that passing lane, and Kingston did a great job of finding him.
Jessing's first free throw doesn't go. Yeah, that in the diagonal was such a good look, but you're right. He's going to have 10 eyes on him at all times. And that was a great look by him. Jessing needs to get this second one here to get a little bit of a reward to the passer. Second one goes 10-9 Edgerton, 6.5 left in the half.
So we talked in pregame, that middle 16 minutes, how important is it? Somewhere down the line, one of these 2 teams in these 16 minutes has to establish themselves and create somewhat of a separation, 4-point lead, 6-point lead, and see how the other team responds.
Good strong move to the basket there by Joey Walkup, not able to go, but Edgerton keeps it alive, retains possession. I don't know that Edgerton's got a ton of size, but they've been scrappy on the offensive boards, keeping balls alive.
Yeah, they're real long and lengthy, and they let a kid play a lot of different spots.
Gibson gets a look from the top, can't get it to go. Jack Kennedy pulls a rebound down, finds Cito running out ahead, and he attacks, gets fouled. Nice job, a good aggressive run. Nice find by Jack Kennedy right there, good vision. And Cito will go to the line to shoot a pair.
A lot of young point guards, they want to take that extra second, third dribble, and Jack Kennedy did a great job. He took one dribble, got out of his hands. That ball travels a lot faster passing than dribbling.
Yeah. He put it right on the money. Cito's first free throw is good. And that's 2 fouls now on Scotty Krantz, who came out before that, and on Weaver, who came in off the bench. So now we've got Andy Meyer back on the floor for Edgerton. We got Walkup, Herman, Meyer, Sanchez, and Baker on the floor for Coach Miller's squad.
Nice play by Carter Dominic on the tip out of the missed free throw.
A lot of action right there. I think Jessing thinks he might have got pushed around just a little bit, but he was able to throw the ball off the Edgerton defender. Save the possession for the Bears. Inbounded by Bassett, popped to the corner, great look to Dominic inside and finished by Carter Dominic.
Good strong move by Carter right there.
Good ball movement too. Galena Bassett was ready for that guy to pop out, get in his face. Good find, senior to senior. 12-10, Bears lead, about 5 minutes left here in the half. Herman tried right baseline. That was taken away by Jessing. Ball goes off Herman's knee. Golden Bear ball, another Edgerton turnover.
So it'll be very interesting to see how long Coach Miller is going to let Scotty Krantz sit. Him and Corey Herman, to me, are the two most athletic, long kids they have, and they defend. They can play a lot of different spots. But Scotty creates so many things for other players. That how long you let him sit, how long you let this lead go.
Cito with a great find of Bassett in the corner. Can't get the three to go. Defensive rebound by Weaver. Baker hands off, swing around to Herman on the far left side, and he's going to let things set up for the Bulldogs.
Good decision by your senior Corey Herman there. Settle down, let's get a look. We haven't scored in a while. Make sure we get a quality possession right here.
Yeah, you went from up a couple, down a couple, need a good possession. They've been getting good looks. So they want to find another one here in this possession. Weaver inside on Cito. Cito able to block the shot. I think the Edgerton crowd saw that arm come down. They would like to call, and Cito pulls up from three, leaves it short. The ball will be to Edgerton. Mason Welling is going to check back into the game for Bassett. So the five on the floor right now: Jack Kennedy, Kingston Cito, Mason Welling, Gavin Jessing, and Carter Dominic for the Golden Bears. Edgerton's got a couple starters sitting right now, or a starter and a sub sitting with 2 fouls. They got Baker and Herman and Walkup, Sanchez and Weaver on the floor.
There's that double screen set for Herman.
Got a great look, just not able to go. Hit his first one tonight. The other ones have looked good out of his hand, just been off a little right and left or short.
Good look.
Cito looked a little out of control, still able to find Jessing for a nice finish at the other end. 14-10 Bears on the main stop scoreboard. And here comes Baker, beats Kennedy to the basket. Nice right-hand finish off the glass, 14-12. Cito has handled the ball most of the time for the Bears. He's the one getting them into their offense. Again, draws 3 defenders, kick to Kennedy in the corner. And that's something the Bears are going to have to figure out. They've got to be able to knock down shots when Cito creates. Right now, still a little cold from outside the three-point line, waiting on that first one. Mason Welling up and aggressive, playing great man-to-man defense on Walkup, gets caught for the reach. That's going to be his second. As Hunter Muhlfeld checks into the game for Jack Kennedy, and Bassett's going to get Welling. A couple of good-hearted fouls by him, a couple of tough luck fouls for Mason Welling. So he's going to sit with 2 with 3:15 left here in the half.
His first one was really tough luck off the jump ball. That was just got caught in a bad spot. And again, now he has a legitimate foul, but he's probably going to sit for the rest of the half.
Tough way to get in. You're going to struggle to get into a flow of a game.
Yeah.
But it's a good opportunity for other people to get in the game. And Coach Parker can see how the rotation handles this. Walkup attacks around Jessing. Gets cut off. Good help defense from Landon Bassett. Herman was going to the basket. Ball poked away by Cito. Edgerton's going to keep possession inbound from under their hoop.
Nice job in the second quarter. Bryan kids getting up and defending Edgerton, making him put the ball on the floor, not getting standstill jump shots.
Ball gets inbounded to Weaver. He hands off to Sanchez, and the ball's back into Herman's hands. Works the spin move at Landon Bassett. Landon Bassett caught a little bit of an elbow in the nose, inadvertent. Great jump stop there. That ball just didn't want to drop for Walkup. Cito with the beautiful behind the back move, finger roll finish at the other end, coast to coast. Bears lead by 4, 16-12.
Great read by Kingston. No one stopped ball. I mean, I think when he started out, he probably intended on seeing if he could draw the defense and kick. No one stopped. Just a terrific move to the basket and then finishing strong.
And there comes Scotty Krantz back into the game with his 2 fouls. He comes and gets Weaver for Coach Miller's squad.
I think that's
Gavin Jessing's going to get a break. Watson's back in.
I think it's a good move bringing Scotty Krantz back in. He's a senior. He's been through the battles. He understands. He's a smart basketball player.
Yeah, but you got to trust the kid to understand he can't pick up a silly third here before the half. Herman likes the spin move, likes to get to the free throw line and work that spin. The Bears have been disciplined staying down the last couple of times. As they force a tough shot out of Sanchez. Cito rebounds on the backside. About 1:50 left in the half. Bears by 4 right now.
Nice pass.
Screen action from Watson. Oh, that's interesting. I think the official had to look at that and think travel right away. Then maybe he wasn't sure about whether the ball got knocked loose, threw his hands in the air for the jump ball. A little bit of a need to save myself kind of call.
Always go to the jump ball when in doubt.
When in doubt, throw your thumbs up.
Yep.
Either way, it's a turnover for the Bears. Nice look by Cito to Watson. He just couldn't handle it and keep the feet underneath him. Good attack by Walkup against Watson. Watson's going to pick up his first, send Walkup to the line. 16-12, minute and a half left here in the first half. Edgerton with a chance to get it within 2. First free throw is long off back iron. Second free throw also off back iron, but Herman's able to slide away from the Bryan defender, not able to seal, get the offensive rebound, and Edgerton's still in business. Baker with a look from 3. He can't get it to go off left iron. Cito chases down another rebound. So the Bears dodge a bullet there, still up 4. Cito's probing. Been a lot of the Bryan offense is to let him probe and attack the middle, see who comes open. Nice feed from Kennedy to Watson. Watson with a good, strong turnaround move. Nice bucket right there by the Bears.
Yeah, that's huge. If Tucker Watson come in and get them 6 to 8 points a game like that, that's massive.
The Bears got lucky there. They fell asleep, but we're going to get a push. Hunter Muehlfeld with a push in the back. That's going to be the 5th. That's going to put Edgerton on the line. 2 free throws here with the new bonus rule. Walkup's going to get 2 free throws. Joey Walkup goes to the Welling Construction free throw line. Welling Construction, 3rd-generation family-owned general contractor, specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Contact us at 419-636-3712. First foul on Muehlfeld, 5 for the Bears, 53 seconds left. Any other fouls by the Bears will send Edgerton to the line. Edgerton can give one more, 18-12 lead for the Bears. The first free throw is good for Walkup. That's his first point of the night as Jessing checks back in for Muehlfeld. And number 5, Caden Sinclair is going to check in for Scotty Krantz. Another good move. Get Krantz and his 2 fouls on the bench in the last minute here.
Yeah, especially on the defensive end. Probably go a little offensive, defensive here as the quarter ends.
Second free throw is also good, and we're back to a 4-point ball game. 18-14, 53 seconds left in the half.
See if Bryan wants to hold for one, if he's going to try to see if he can get something quick.
Cito directs a little bit of traffic, swings it to Jessing on the left.
Does not look like you're going to play for one once he went into a set, got Landon Bassett off a dribble drive.
Watson's pass got tipped away and ended up in the right place, and Cito throws it down with a 2-hand dunk. Give the Bears a 6-point lead with 20 seconds left.
Something not often seen in the Bryan Gymnasium.
No, not very often. Not that easy either.
It was effortless.
Another 3-point look for Edgerton. They can't get it to go, but on the rebound, lost track of Joey Walkup, who's been extremely active tonight for Edgerton.
Yeah, Joel
He's going to get that offensive rebound. Joel Walkup. He's going to get that offensive rebound and now free throws here. I think that was going to, that's the second one on Watson.
Joel may be the best natural athlete on this team. Tremendous football player. Qualified, I believe, in state track last year in a relay team. Just plays really hard. A very smart player. Wherever the action is, it seems like that's where he's at. So don't be surprised if you see him become even more active in the second half.
It's both free throws to make it 20-16. 10 seconds left here for the Bears, and he has been in the right place at the right time a lot tonight. Cito will bring it up. Clock works down, attacks middle. Tries to take one step, get a shot, gets a tip, can't get it to go. Edgerton comes away. Herman with a heave. It goes around the rim and comes out. Gets a good look at it. Ball doesn't go, so that's how the first half is going to end, 20-16. And what do you think about the action that we saw right there, Coach Meister?
Well, it looks like two teams trying to find their way, right? Times where they both look good offensively and times where they both look very stagnant offensively. I think both teams played extremely hard on the defensive end. We only had that small stretch of sloppy play for the first game, quite honestly. I thought it was a clean game. It looked like a very evenly matched game. Key, what adjustments will both teams make at half?
Yeah, and I think a lot of those adjustments, honestly, are, like you said, the defense has been fantastic. There haven't been a lot of breakdowns. Edgerton's run down a couple of offensive rebounds that I know Coach Parker and his staff probably aren't going to be real happy about. Defense has been good. It's the adjustments. What are we going to do, especially I think for the Bryan Golden Bears? What are they going to do with Edgerton running everyone at Cito? What are you going to do off of that? And one of the things we got to do is not necessarily adjustment. We just got to make those open threes when he kicks and finds.
Yeah, the three-point shooting for both teams, I think coaches are going to talk about that, and you figure out as a coach, you adjust or you simply say, hey, at some point we're going to make them, because Bryan right now is 0 for 9 from the 3, and Edgerton right now is 1 for 12 from the 3. I know we're going to get into that more later, but I think, again, initial thoughts you asked me about, you've got to address that issue one way or the other.
Yep, shooting wasn't fantastic. So we're going to come back, talk about that three-point shooting and all the other stats that we've got time to throw together here after we take a quick break on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Bears lead by 4 at the half.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
One in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
We're back at the half. Bryan leads Edgerton 20-16 in the opener for both teams of the 2024-25 season. And let's look a little bit. Get in a little bit more detail about those stats here at the half.
Yeah, look at the stats first for Bryan. They're 8 for 12 from the 2-point, which is tremendous. 75% from the floor, but they're 0 for 9 from the 3. They've got 3 offensive rebounds and 14 defensive rebounds. 7 turnovers, but they had 5 at the end of the first quarter, so did a great job of keeping the turnovers down in the second quarter. 4 for 8 from the free throw line. Again, probably something where Coach Parker would like to see it be more of a 6 for 8, 7 for 8. For Edgerton, 3 for 11 from the 2 and had some shots that went in and out. 1 for 12 from the 3, and that's after they made their first 3. So 0 for 11 from the first quarter.
They made their first 3 of the night for everybody, and nobody's made it since.
Nobody's made it since. Edgerton has 6 offensive rebounds, and that's got to be concerning for Bryan because that's the one thing we talked about, a key before the game. You've got to finish off defensive possessions with defensive rebounds. 5 defensive rebounds for Edgerton and only 4 turnovers, and 2 of them came there at the end of the second quarter. So Edgerton really did a nice job of taking care of the basketball. And from the free throw line, Edgerton is 7 for 10. So again, has kind of stayed in the game by getting themselves to the free throw line.
Yeah, and I think first game jitters. A little bit of figuring some things out, especially for Bryan. Let's figure out how this is going to look with Cito. I don't want to say ball dominant because that's what the offense is. He's going to bring the ball up the floor 90% of the time, and he's created a lot of good opportunities. That 8 for 12 from 2 has been a lot from the opportunities he's created or he's finished. That 0 for 9 from 3, we got 9 good looks. A lot of those are off some looks that he's created by drawing so much the defense. So the adjustment isn't so much doing anything different. It's just we got to knock down open shots.
Yeah, let's talk about the use of Kingston Cito first. I thought they did a tremendous job of playing him at different positions. So at times he would bring the ball up the floor. There's a couple times he was on the wing. A couple times they got him in the post. Well, eventually he ended up with the ball in his hands. But they're not putting him in the same position every offensive possession, so Edgerton knows where he's going to be. I think that's a really nice move by Jacob Parker and his staff. The three-point shooting is a coach that drives you nuts because, like you said, most of the threes taken tonight have been good looks. But at some point when you're 0 for 9 and 1 for 12 from the 3, I think it goes back to your philosophy. Keep shooting because eventually those threes aren't going to go in, or at some point you say, look, if we're not hitting threes, then we've got to get ourselves to the foul line. We've got to get the ball to the basket. Even if it's a wide open 3, do we try to attack it because right now the three's not going in? So that's going to be an adjustment I think both those coaches talk about at halftime.
Yeah, and can we get some shot fakes? Can we attack? If we attack, can we find that guy on the backside block? Our big guys, I think, need some more touches. We need some more looks around the basket for Gavin Jessing, Carter Dominic. Even Watson had a really nice move there when he came in and got a touch in the paint. And again, it's going to be there, especially if they run that a little bit, even if it's a bit of a ghost screen with Kingston and roll off of it. He's drawn so much attention that they're able to roll off and find some open spots, and he's going to find you if you can get yourself into some pockets.
And I think both teams can create some mismatches for the other teams by the lineups that they play. When Tucker Watson was in the game and he got that basket, he was in the game with Gavin Jessing and Kingston Cito and Carter Dominic. Who are you going to guard? I mean, at some point there's a mismatch, right? On the other end of the floor, I'm a little surprised that Edgerton hasn't posted up Corey Herman or Scotty Cross because a lot of times their defenders are much smaller than them. I know those are conversations happening right now, so I'm very interested to see what types of mismatches both coaches are going to try to create on their offensive end.
Well, we will take one more break here at the half, come back, talk about some scores from around the area, some other news of interest, and preview our second half. We'll be back on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Back at Bryan High School, 20-16, the Bears lead Edgerton at the half after an interesting first half, and we'll see how the teams come out. A couple of scores of interest, one for our NWL football fans. Liberty Center in a state semifinal right now, 34-14 over South Range, a team that they lost to a couple of years ago, something that I know Coach Moeller and the boys were probably excited to get some revenge about. We have just a couple of finals from around the area. In girls basketball, Ayersville beat Eden 42-36. Defiance beat Salina 41-37. In boys basketball, Kalida leads Antwerp at the half 52-29. At the half, Montpelier's up on Hilltop 51-13. So both teams are coming back out here to start to get ready to start the second half. Possession is going to be for the Golden Bears in a 4-point game. Getting a bucket early, or at least getting a good touch here early, will be big for the Golden Bears, and finding a way to add to this lead. And I think looked at trying to build some momentum. You know, you talked about it. If they could keep Edgerton off of the offensive boards, I think we could see an opportunity for Bryan to create some separation in this game.
Yeah, in the first possession of the second half, I always wanted to come out with one of my favorite plays. We wanted to see who was going to guard who. But as a coach, you always have 2 or 3 plays that you just have faith in that you want to go to. I would like to see Bryan come out and really run one of their favorite sets and either get Kingston the ball on the block, maybe get Carter Dominic in that mid-range area, but just make sure you get a quality shot. You know, going up by 6 to start the second half, maybe rattle Edgerton a little bit. And if you're Edgerton, you want to do the opposite. You're talking about your kids of whatever you do, defend the heck out of this first possession. Maybe we can get a turnover, maybe we can get a run out, but let's get the first basket of the half. So both teams with the same goal, just different ways of getting there.
Well, tonight's game is brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, and Veteran Services of Williams County. We're about 25 seconds away from inbounding the ball here to start the second half, and it'll be interesting to see how the Bears adjust. I'm looking forward to seeing what the first couple possessions look like. Bryan and Edgerton played a year ago. 2-point ball game, 31-29. Look like we're on a little bit of the same pace right here tonight. We'll see if either one of these teams is able to do something to throw a wrinkle into the ball game and create a run and create a little bit of momentum, or if this is going to go possession right down to the wire.
And we haven't seen either team press. No one has picked up full court. Everything defensively has been at half court. So will someone make an adjustment and say, hey, let's try to press a possession or two, or let's go to a three-quarter court trap, or just something to give them a different look in the second half that they haven't seen?
Well, Mason Welling is getting ready to inbound the ball. Welling had those 2 quick fouls when he was in the first half and sat a lot of the first half. Bryan's starters are back on the floor from the start of the game. Carter Dominic, Gavin Jessing, Landon Bassett, Kingston Cito, and Mason Welling. Edgerton looks like they're going with their starting lineup also. They've got Krantz, Baker, Herman, Sanchez, and Walk up on the floor. Gavin Jessen gets a look, right elbow, 15-foot jumper is good, and I think that was something the Bears wanted to do there, was get Gavin Jessen a touch, and he gives the Bears a 6-point lead.
Yeah, it looked like either Cito or Cito or Jessing were going to take that shot. They ran that high ball and screen at them a couple different times out there until they got the match they wanted to.
Little miscommunication. Edgerton turns it over on their first possession. Looked like they were trying to get a touch for a player down on the block. Errant pass goes out of bounds, and the Bears are bringing it up the floor. Cito to Dominic on the block. Dominic with another touch down low. And they're going to call a travel on that. Maybe a little bit of a shuffle of the feet. That's where Dominic wants it, and it looked like he had the matchup that he wanted to. Got the bucket to go, but it wiped off by the turnover.
First 2 possessions, they got the ball where they wanted to on the spot of the floor. Just got a turnover. Otherwise, it's all of a sudden it's an 8-point lead. So good start to the second half by Bryan offensively.
And they got touches to guys that we wanted to see get touches there too. Jessing and Dominic both got good looks. Bassett takes away the drive from Krantz. Baker tries the left side, cut off by Welling. Swing it back around to Krantz, right side 3, he can't get it to go. 3-point shooting continues to be cold for both sides. Bassett bringing the ball up the floor. Had Kingston Cito open up the floor, but also had a lot of company in the backcourt and couldn't find him. But he gets fouled. Foul is going to be on Baker for Edgerton. That's his first, team's first. Maddox Baker Jr. picks up his first foul. Welling's got it in the backcourt for Bryan. Works against Baker, finds Cito. Cito with a Euro step, can't get it to go. Going to get called up for a push from behind. That will be Cito's second foul, his second foul, team second here to start the half. 22-16, Bryan on the main stop scoreboard.
I think at this point, Edgerton, their first couple offensive possessions, he did not get what he wanted. I look for them to go to a set play here and try to get Herman the ball in the scoring position, walk up in an isolation.
Baker open 3 on the left side again. They can't get it to go. Tough shooting night continues for both teams. As Jessing pushes, no one picks up the ball. He'll take it from the top of the key. That right toe caught the line. You could see it come down. That's just a long 2. 24-16 Bears, and Coach Miller wants a timeout for Edgerton. Not happy that no one picked up the ball all the way down the floor into the open look for Jessing. That's going to be a full timeout. We will take it with them, and we'll be back in a moment at Bryan High School.
Rooting on the Golden Bears is a tradition that brings us all together.
Just like the sports we love, another tradition has stood the test of time. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Since 1922, we've been part of the community, supporting you in the moments of celebration and loss.
Just like a team, we understand the value of traditions and the love that binds us together.
So whether it's cheering for a win or celebrating a life well lived, remember we are here for you.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused.
Back at Bryan High School, 24-16, the Bears lead on the main stop scoreboard. Keep up with all Bryan sports action by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Get notified when we go on the air for each game too. Head to youtube.com/Bryan Sports and hit the subscribe button. Be a lot of great action all winter long for the Bryan Athletics. If you subscribe to the channel, be able to catch it all. So coming out of the timeout, Edgerton's going to inbound it in front of the Bryan bench. Baker will bring it across the timeline. Biggest lead of the night for either team. Bears up by 8.
Good timeout there by Coach Miller. Get his kids settled down and try to get a quality shot to this possession.
Baker attacks, get a couple Bryan defenders off their feet. He kicks. Sanchez gets caught on the baseline, finds Corey Herman out on the left wing, and they're going to reset. Open three from the top of the key, and it hits the standard up above, so that'll be a dead ball, go back to Bryan.
Yeah,
I think even the boys at this point, I think, are probably scratching their head about not being able to knock down an open three.
Yeah, and at some point, I understand the shooter's mentality of the next one goes in, but in the same breath, you continue to do the same thing, expect different results. I think as players and as coach, you have to address that issue. I mean, you have to be able to say, this is not working at this point. We can come back to it 3 or 4 minutes, but let's not settle for threes. Let's get it to the basket. Let's get to the foul line. Let's do something other than miss threes.
Carter Dominic misses one a little bit short there from the free throw line. And like you said, that was good for Edgerton in the first half, get to the free throw line. They were keeping themselves in the ball game, and it's a long way from not in the ball game with an 8-point deficit at this point. But the free throw line was friendly. Not much else was. Great look there from Baker. Good defense by the Bears, walling up and taking that away. And now they're going to get a 3-second call, another turnover. Really great find by Baker on the bounce pass.
Yeah.
Walkup got caught underneath between Dominic and Cito, and then really had nothing to do with it. Probably just need to catch and go up. Cito attacks downhill again. We got a foul on the floor as he looked to find Welling in the corner. And that foul is going to go on Joel Walkup, his first. He's going to get a break as number 24, Noah Weaver, checks in for the Edgerton Bulldogs. Welling with the quick release three off the inbounds, no good, but Cito pulls it down. Gets the reset for the Bears. Dominic attacks left side, no good off front iron, rebound to Weaver. Edgerton will bring it up. 4:30 left here in the third quarter. Baker with another open look. That one is good. The streak is over, hopefully for both teams. Another three goes in. Baker's first three, second one of the night for the Bulldogs. He's got 5, and it's a 5-point lead for the Bears.
And I saw Edgerton play a lot of basketball the last half of the year, serving as the interim superintendent over there, and watched them play. And the games they played really well, Maddox Baker, he was huge because he would get you 8 to 10 or 11 a game. It took the pressure off the other kids. Might be a good sign for Edgerton, and all of a sudden he hits a three, gets a little confidence.
You know what it's like when you see the ball go in the net. It's huge. That's all it takes sometimes.
Yep.
Bassett tries the left side, gets cut off, and gets called for a travel. Bears turn it over. During that dead ball there, Tucker Watson checked in for Carter Dominic to give him a break. Other than that, the other four starters are still on the floor for Bryan. 24-19 on the main stop scoreboard. Edgerton's ball down 5. Scotty Krantz with a great look backside to Weaver. That's a tough place to try to get a bunny with Cito in front and Jessing behind.
Yeah.
He saw the defender in front. He didn't see Jessing coming from behind, and Jessing got that ball out of there in a hurry. And this is a matchup Corey Herman's probably looking for. Tucker Watson.
Yeah, this is not a good matchup for Bryan at all.
No, looking for some help, but he took away the drive. Switches off to Krantz and grabbed him while he's on the floor. That's going to be 3 on Watson, I believe.
Boy, it's a nice read by Krantz and Herman, seeing that Tucker Watson had to guard either one of them on that switch, so they just kept running that ball screen until they got the switch.
If you're playing a solid man team, you've got to look for matchups. Inbound to a quick release 3, no good for Sanchez. Backside rebound by Weaver, blocked away by Cito. Jack Kennedy has checked in the game for the Bears. He pushed it up. Bassett goes to basket, has it taken away. Edgerton looks to run. Krantz attacks, spin move over Jessing, can't get it to go. Bears rebound. So Edgerton's gotten some good looks in the paint. They haven't been able to finish, but they've gotten some good looks. Coach Parker calls a timeout. He wants to take a quick 30 just to talk about that. We'll take a quick 30 with him, get a break here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
I am blind, but I need not see. I know this road is there for me.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Bryan called a 30-second timeout there. They'll have the ball under their basket. Lead 24-19, 3:03 left here in the third quarter. Still a little bit clunky offensively. Still kind of feeling each other out a little bit on both ends and trying to find guys who are going to knock down those open shots.
Yeah, part of it is, I think, first game. I think part of it is both teams defending very well, too. Neither team has made it easy on the other.
Well, Coach Parker draws up the inbounds play, lob to Cito. Cito was free coming down the lane. Bassett just couldn't find the other end of that. Shot doesn't go for Edgerton. Dominic rebounds. Bears back on their end. They've dodged some bullets, so Edgerton's getting some good looks. Can't get the shots to go. Dominic with a good, strong move. I think he's going to end up on the free throw line. Nice spin move. Back to his right shoulder.
One of the things Bryan has effectively done this entire game is, although they've given up some open threes, and again, Edgerton probably has not shot as well from there as they normally have. Anytime that ball has gotten within 17 feet of the basket, they have just tightened down. Everything is contested. Everything, there's a body on the shooter. There's a hand on his face. They've not given them any open looks inside of the three.
No, nothing comfortable at all. As Carter Dominic knocks down the first free throw to make it 25-19. He gets the second one also. Good break there a couple of minutes ago. Coach Parker got Carter Dominic a break. He's got 6 now as he knocks down the second. 26-19 Bears lead. Baker thought about the three, kicks it over to Sanchez. He gets into the paint. Weaver wasn't really ready for the ball right there. He got it in a good spot, just not ready to catch and shoot right there. Little runner in the paint. Baker leaves it short, doesn't get anything, and the ball's going to go to the Bears.
Yeah, Edgerton has just looked out of sorts tonight on offense. Seems like they're just either not quite sure where they want the ball to go, or they're a little hesitant on the shot. I think Noah Weaver's hesitation, your ball blocked a couple of times.
Yeah.
You become second-guessing yourself.
And I feel like that's got a lot to do with that uncertainty now, as now they've had some shots blocked here in the third quarter, and they're getting into the paint, but they're not quite sure about if they should pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Cito with a good, strong move. Can't get it to go. Worked hard to get it to the block and get the shot just around the rim and out. And Herman's running. Great
Nice
diagonal.
pass.
There's a good look to Weaver, and he finishes on that one. Bryan defense a little bit slow getting back. 26-21, 5-point lead for the Bears. A minute and a half left here in the third quarter.
Nice look by Corey Herman, drawing the defense again. That defender did what he couldn't do, step up, and he dumped that ball down to him.
Good up and under move by Carter Dominic. He's going to be fouled by Weaver, go to the free throw line again. Good strong move in the paint. Good couple post moves right there. Good to see out of the senior. And I think the other thing, go back to the last play when Herman pushed, I think he knew he had 3 or 4 white jerseys behind him.
Yeah.
Knew he had a chance for a 3-on-1 run out, and he took advantage of getting there before the defense could set. That last foul was on Weaver. Noah Weaver from Edgerton, just his first. Carter makes his first free throw, 27-21.
Well, they've had a little difficulty defending Carter Dominic on the block the last couple minutes. In fact, Bryan's went to him 3 possessions out of the last 4. They just took their big out of the game, and now they're going to have to guard him with one of their perimeter players. See if Bryan can take advantage of that.
Weaver and Baker get rest for Edgerton as Gibson comes back into the ball game. Krantz with a good, strong move to the hoop, but too strong off the glass. Ball's last touch by the Bears, so Edgerton will inbound. Welling checks back in. He's in for Landon Bassett. Herman, Krantz, Sanchez, Walkup, and Gibson on the floor. Boy, that's about as easy as an inbounds play as you're going to get. Little up screen, backdoor right there, an easy find. And Sanchez gets his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, one of the Bryan kids thought they were going to switch. The other one didn't, and it ended up having a wide open look. Just miscommunication.
You don't see a real simple inbounds play work all the time in high school, but that was nice, simple, and easy, and it worked to perfection. Carter Dominic can't get it to go. Herman with the rebound. He's bringing up the floor. Bears communicating on who has who and scramble to find. Krantz thinks he has a mismatch trying to post up Mason Welling. I think he was right.
Yep.
The backside help didn't get there in time. Nice entry pass. And that's now a 2-point ball game. 20 seconds left in the quarter, 27-25.
Great set by Dwayne Miller. He called that right away. He inverted their motion offense, stepped their big out, put Scotty Krantz down there, who's got a huge height advantage on Mason. Really nice adjustment by the Edgerton staff on that.
Good recognition. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Cito with a long three, and he buries it. First three of the night for the Bears at the buzzer of the third quarter. No better time than that. Gives the Bears a 5-point lead going into the final frame. We'll take a break and be back for the last 8 minutes of tonight's ball game.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back at Bryan High School, getting ready to start fourth quarter action. It's going to be Edgerton ball, 30-25 on the main stop scoreboard. We got 8 minutes left, up 5 for the Bears. We'll see how this group works to finish tonight's ball game, see if they can get in the win column, game 1 of the 24-25 season. Kellen Sanchez brings it up. Swings it over. Krantz working against Bassett. Bassett takes that drive away. Jack Kennedy is in for Mason Welling. Otherwise, the starters are in for the Bears. Gibson is in for the Dogs. Otherwise, starters in for Coach Miller's crew. Neither team has come out of this aggressive man-to-man defense yet tonight. Now get a little bit of a grab and a hold by Landon Bassett right there. It'll be just his first, I believe, his first, team first. Bears did a much better job that quarter keeping Edgerton off the free throw line. I think that had a little bit to do with them being able to get a little bit of breathing room during the quarter. Good attack by Sanchez, rolls around and goes in. Nice job, great jump stop, one-hand floater in the lane. He's got 4 now, 30-27, Bears lead. Cito loses control, trying to go down the left side.
Great
He's
pass
still down
by
at
Herman.
the other end. Good look ahead. Edgerton couldn't get the layup to go. Bears not able to grab the defensive rebound. And then they're going to get a foul called on Gavin Jessing.
So in a microcosm, that's exactly what Bryan can't afford. They can't afford to give up offensive rebounds. They can't afford to turn it over, and then they can't afford to not finish off defensive plays. And all three things happen there. We have Kingston Cito down, looks like a cramp.
Yeah, cramping up a little bit. Landon Bassett ran back down to help him out a little, and now the training staff is on the floor for the Bears. So tough sequence right there for the Bears. Cito went down, not able to get up and get back on defense and help out. Edgerton got a couple of looks. Jessing trying to grab the defensive rebound to hit the Edgerton player who was trying to get the shot to go. So it's going to put, I didn't see who got the or who's going to end up on the free throw line here, but Edgerton's going to have a couple of free throws, down 3 about a minute into the fourth quarter here.
Yeah, like you said, a really tough sequence for Bryan there. Hopefully Kingston just has a cramp and nothing else. It looks like that's what it is. I think Edgerton's done a nice job the first minute of this fourth quarter. They have turned up the defense They have stepped out a little bit further, I think, than what they did in the third quarter. They seem to play a little more with toes inside the three instead of toes outside. And it seems to me they've been a tad more effective when they push the ball up the floor. They've been pretty content to walk it up and try to run their half-court sets and their half-court offense. See if they want to get out and transition a little more, maybe get some easy looks, see if that is an adjustment that they make.
Yeah, I think their pace has been pretty good for them. While we get things figured out here on the floor with Kingston Cito, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back here with fourth quarter action.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
And we're back here at Bryan while Cito is still down in the backcourt getting some attention from Bryan's trainer. Again, just hoping that's a cramp and he can work this out, but I know he struggled a little bit to get back on his feet. So the rest of the Bears at half court, waiting to see if their teammate is able to get up. We will have free throws here from an Edgerton player shortly. So kind of impromptu look at our stats right now, Coach Meister. I don't think our shooting has gotten a whole lot better, but we have seen a couple of threes go in. I think 3 threes have gone in this half, which is monumental compared to how the first half went.
Yeah, certainly the three-point shooting has gotten better. Actually, 2 threes, one by each team has went in. The one they called a 2 because he had his toes on the line. Up until the beginning of the fourth quarter, the turnovers, both teams only had 3 turnovers in that third quarter. So obviously a premium on taking care of the basketball was discussed at halftime. And also neither team gave up a ton of offensive rebounds, and the ones they got were some long rebounds, not necessarily ones under the basket. Looks like Kingston's walking his cramp off, getting him some water, trying to get him loose. And on the other end of the floor, it looks like we're going to have Kellen Sanchez shooting a pair of free throws. Sanchez is going to be the shooter
for Edgerton. Edgerton down 30-27. Still a lot of ball game left here. 7:06 on the clock. Bears have a couple of team fouls, none for Edgerton yet, so still a lot of things to be decided tonight as the first free throw is up and good. The Welling Construction free throw line.
So if you're Edgerton and you know that Kingston's out of the game, you try to press here, you try to up the pressure, you try to trap. I think those are things.
Pick up and see who the ball handler is going to be for Bryan, and if they can handle it, really get out and defend.
I think you have to take advantage when he's not on the floor, something like this.
Second free throw is good, and it's a 1-point ball game with 7 minutes left.
I think if you're Bryan, you're trying to get it into Carter Dominic or Landon Batts or Gavin Jessing. Those are the 3 kids who saw your action last year. Those are your veterans. Those are the kids you want to take shots in crucial situations.
And Gavin Jessing gets that touch. Can't get it to go, but Bassett with a great crash of the boards. Gets the offensive rebound, tries to put it back, but he's fouled, so he'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, and that's just what we talked about. You got a great look by Gavin Jessing, your senior. Your other senior who we just talked about has got to make a play for a Landon Blast, a really heady IQ play. Gets the offensive rebound and goes to the line. Got to convert.
Bassett's free throw is no good. So it stays a 1-point game for the moment. Edgerton kind of fell asleep there on the backside. Great job by Bassett. He's to reward himself here with his second attempt. That one is up and it goes. Free throw's good. 2-point lead now for the Bears. Edgerton runs a double screen on the backside. Got the look they wanted, but Jessing was able to close out and take that shot away from Baker. Krantz attacks again. Bassett takes a drive away. Walkup tries the middle. Bears have done a pretty good job of taking the drive away this possession. Goes Herman. Jessing working against him. Yeah, there was some contact there, but I thought there was some shuffle of the feet underneath. And I think Herman's a little frustrated. I think tonight hasn't gone real smoothly for him. He's got just 4 points. And I think he's still trying to find his shot a little bit.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get going early when he hit that first 3. And after that, Bryan really has not given him an open look.
They give credit to Gavin Jessing there. I thought that was pretty good defense. Forced him behind the basket. Didn't give him much to work with. Bears are going to reset the offense. Kennedy comes from the logo. Long entry pass, just bad luck there. Welling's man following him on the baseline, able to poke that away from Dominic. Bears turn it over. Sanchez thought about the three and attack. Great job by Welling stopping that drive.
Yeah, again, Bryan's defended the drive really well tonight.
Krantz and Walkup tried to work a two-man game there. I think Sanchez just missed Walkup on the block. He was going to be open. Looked away just a little too soon, and Edgerton's going to reset their offense now. Down to almost 5 minutes left. Yeah, and I don't think that's the strength of Edgerton's offense right there, is with Joel Walkup out trying to attack from the perimeter, and Dominic and Jessing doing a nice job harassing him into a turnover. Jack Kennedy works against Baker at the top. Walkup does a nice job deflecting that pass, and Dominic keeps him away from being able to gather it. We got a sub back into the ball game here for Edgerton. Noah Weaver checks in for Kellen Sanchez. Jessing, Kennedy, Welling, Bassett, and Dominic are the five on the floor for the Bears. Bears have worked that 1-4 high elbow entry a bunch. Sanchez just missed that. He anticipated, just couldn't gather it. Bears fortunately did not turn that one over. Jessing working at the top of the key. Nothing shows. Swings to Kennedy. Bassett to the left block. A little bit of contact. Herman tried to draw the charge. No call. Bassett off glass gives the Bears a 4-point lead.
Great strong move by Landon Bassett right there.
Krantz takes a deep three quick in the offense. I'm not sure that's the shot that Edgerton wanted. Bears rebound. Kennedy's going to attack. Carter Dominic did a great job of sealing his defender. Kennedy can't get the layup to go, but he's going to shoot 2 free throws. The foul's on Noah Weaver, his second, team second. 3:59 left here in the ball game.
Now you're starting to get in now where both teams, your offensive possessions are so important. Because the last thing you want to do is get down by 8 or 10. You don't want to give up good shots and not make the makeable shots. Every possession right now is going to be crucial on both ends of the floor.
Absolutely. You got to value the basketball. You got to make sure you're getting a shot every possession, and you want to get the best one you can get.
And you got to value free throws. You know, that's the one thing at the end of the game. You can get great shots and make moves, but if you don't get to the free throw line and make the free throws, it's just like a missed basket.
Yeah, Kennedy misses both free throws, comes up short on both ends there. Nice run at it by Herman. Carter Dominic had it, lost it. Edgerton's got it back. Wide open three, off back iron for Baker. Bears lost track of Scotty Krantz. He comes up with a loose ball and then a foul. Krantz going to go to the free throw line. Edgerton continues to be scrappy, getting after every loose ball, and you're not seeing a team of 6'4", 6'5" across the board out there, but they're getting a lot of offensive rebounds just out of hustle.
They're just so long and athletic at most of the positions. Thought it very interesting there, your two seniors, Krantz and Herman. Herman made a great drive to the basket, couldn't get it to go, and Krantz kept that ball alive and gets himself to the line. Same situation as Bryan, though. If you don't make the free throws, it looks like a missed basket.
Second free throw is up and good at the Welling Construction free throw line. So Krantz gets 1 of 2. It's a 3-point lead for the Bears with about 3.5 left here in the ball game. Cito is back on the bench for the Bears, but still nursing that calf a little bit. Gamble there by the Edgerton defense. Bears didn't make him pay. Continue to work the ball around the perimeter right now. Jessing with a look from 3. That one's short. Bassett chases it down. He's able to find Jessing at the top. Return to Bassett, left corner. 3 is long. Scramble for it. Edgerton's got it. Coach Miller quickly calls a timeout to save the possession.
I was just going to say before Bryan started that last possession, both teams have 4 timeouts left. In a 3-point game with 3 minutes, I would not be surprised if you started to see them take some timeouts on the offensive end of the floor just to make sure those kids know, hey, here's where the ball has to go. This is what we want to do. And I think also, if you can call the timeout once you cross your offensive end of the half court, you can see how they're going to defend you in the personnel. You can take your timeout and set up a play based on that personnel defending your personnel. So I want to see how both coaches use those timeouts.
Yeah, 3 minutes left in the ball game, 7 timeouts total left. We're going to see most of those burned, I would imagine, in a one-possession game. And with Bryan, you got your ball handlers or your inexperienced guys, so you want to try to control how your possessions are going to go. With Edgerton, you got a new coach, and you kind of got to feel each other out on how you want these end-of-game situations to go, so that makes a ton of sense.
And probably you're going to have 4 to 5 possessions per team max, so they do become really important, so those timeouts can ensure you get good looks.
Sanchez works baseline. Jessing takes that away. Nice little ghost. There's the ghost screen. Nice little slip off of that. Nobody went with Walkup. He finishes 1-point ball game. 6 points now for Walkup. 33-32 Bear lead.
You can't run a slip screen better than that.
Kingston is back in the ball game for the Bears. Brings it up. Carter Dominic with a tough turnaround right shoulder. Gets a fadeaway to fall. He's got 9, 3-point lead for the Bears.
He continues to be a nightmare for a matchup on the Edgerton defensive end.
That's his shot. That's where he's got to get the ball and then just let him go to work. Good work there by Dominic and Jessing on the ball screen. And there's a ball screen look again. Good work again. Bears just got to communicate their way through that ball screen. That was what didn't happen the last time. Yeah. Gavin Jessing just doing a really good job of being physical with Herman without fouling. Chesting him up and not allowing him to get where he wants to go.
Gavin Jessing is so long. It's like he has arms and hands everywhere. I think that's made it really difficult for Corey to get his shot off tonight.
And he's trying to create some contact, trying to force that whistle, but Jessing doing a good job of just being physical without the foul. So the Bears lead by 3, 1:43 left. Cito strong to the basket, gets fouled. Doesn't get the shot to go, but he's going to get 2 free throws. That foul is going to go on number 12, Joel Walkup, just his second, team's third. Both teams with 3 fouls, so they both have 1 to give before the bonus. And we're back at the free throw line, Coach Meister. And I don't think Coach Parker's going to like to see what that looks like, especially fourth quarter free throw shooting so far for the Bears.
I'm going to tell Jacob after the game, go home and look in the mirror and enjoy your dark hair right now, because in about a year it won't be.
Oh, if only that wasn't true. And Cito comes up short with both free throws, so it's still a 3-point ball game. 1 possession, 1:30 on the clock. Krantz behind the back. Great attack. Boy, that was a good find. He finds Herman. Herman been quiet since that opening 3. He finds the bottom of the net from 3, and this game's tied up. 1:18 on the clock, 35 all here at Bryan in game 1. And Coach Parker's got those timeouts here. I'll be interested to see how long he lets the Bears try to work through this themselves.
You don't want to try to get yourself into a bad situation. You have those timeouts with under a minute left. You have plenty. Make sure you get exactly what you want.
Cito looks Dominic. Dominic goes opposite corner to Kennedy. I was almost sure that shot was going to drop from the corner. Got a foul on number 22 on Sanchez there, I guess against Carter Dominic. So Kellen Sanchez picks up his second. Next one will be shooting foul for the Bears. Carter Dominic gets it down low, and he's going to finish. That is a good, strong, no hesitation. He went right up with the basketball, knew exactly what he wanted to do.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Edgerton decided to go SOS, which is switch on all screens, and he ended up with Kellen Sanchez trying to defend Carter Dominic on the block. That's just an impossible task for that young man to do. Great call by Bryan, great recognition of the matchup.
Another missed free throw there by the Bears. Chance to make it 3. 2-point lead after the Dominic bucket. They're going to get Gavin Jessing with the push. That's 3 for him. The Bears' next foul will put Edgerton on the line. His bonus all the way now, 42 seconds and counting.
Edgerton choosing not to call a timeout. He's going to run whatever play they have. And
Great help defense from Jack Kennedy. The steal and the timeout. Heads up play there. A couple of seniors after Jack Kennedy makes a steal. A couple of seniors with a quick timeout because he's on the ground, and the Bears have the ball and the lead.
Yep. Nice play by Jack Kennedy. Really good recognition by Landon Bassett. He came from the corner to call that timeout. Really heady play. We've talked about Landon and his high basketball IQ, and right there is just another perfect example of that. Bryan retains possession. They're going to be in the 1-and-1 on the next foul. I do look for Edgerton to set up with some type of pressure here, either to double the ball right away, to go to some type of zone press. I think that's what they're talking about. If you're Bryan, we're in the 1-and-1. Be strong. Don't make any passes that you don't need to make. Be strong with the basketball. Nothing cross court. Just all those fundamental things that you talk about. And right now, the one thing you don't want to do as a coach is you don't want to make your kids nervous. They're just reminders. It's, hey, we've done this in practice. We've talked about this. Just make sure here's how you handle this situation. Coach Miller on the Edgerton side is saying the same thing. Hey, we've worked on these scenarios in practice. You know, make sure we don't foul right away. We don't have to. Let's try to get a trap or two. So see how this plays out here in the next few seconds.
Yeah, you talked about it. You know both of these teams have gone through these situations in practice. Now it's full speed in front of a full gym to see who is able to execute at a time like this. And those, you know, this is what you go through all those scenarios for. So we'll see what both teams come up with. Edgerton with some pressure now. 33 seconds left. 2-point lead for the Bears.
Edgerton going to a 1-2-2 press. Really 3 quarters, nothing full court. I think they're going to try to trap it across half court.
And I'm not
yep,
quite
here it is.
sure
Yep, they got the trap right away.
If you're going to foul, I'm not quite sure whose hands we're putting it in if you're the Bears right now, because nobody's had a great night at the line. So a little poke away there by the Edgerton defense.
I think with 19.5 seconds, if you're Edgerton, you may have time to get one trap, but you got to look to foul right away. You can't let a lot of time run off the clock.
And there's the foul. Ball was inbounded to junior Jack Kennedy. He's going to go to the free throw line. He'll have 2 shots. Chance to make it a 2-possession ball game, but at least one is monumental. You got to make it at least a 3-point game.
Right. Yeah, get one of these.
First shot goes back, front iron, back iron, and rolls off to the left. Stays a 2-point ball game. Kennedy's going to get another.
Fully expect Edgerton, if they get this defensive rebound or if it's the made free throw, they get it across half court. Once they cross half court, I, again, suspect that they're going to call timeout to set something up.
Second free throw rattles out also, so it's still a 2-point lead. Bears up 37-35, 11.5 left. Edgerton calls a full timeout. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right here for the last possessions of the ball game.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
All right, so we are back at Bryan High School. Last 20 seconds of this full timeout called by Coach Miller and Edgerton. It's going to be their ball at half court. About 10 seconds left on the clock and a 2-point lead for the Bears. If you're Coach Parker, what are you emphasizing in the huddle right now?
Defend the 3. If you're going to give it up, make them put the basketball on the floor and make sure help side steps off. Be aware of your 2 3-point shooters. Corey Herman and Maddox Baker, your best 2. Certainly Scotty Krantz can shoot it as well. You got to get out and defend. I mean, really step your defense out. Do not let anything happen free.
Nice little slip there from Edgerton, and then Krantz throws it away. He got stuck down. They ran a great slip. They got a good look under the basket. He should have just taken it right up.
Yeah. He just got caught in a tough spot.
Yeah, got stuck, took a dribble, and then threw it away. Ball back in to Kennedy. Kennedy to Dominic, lob to Cito, and that is an exclamation point on a basketball game. You couldn't script it a whole lot better than that for the Bryan Golden Bears and Coach Parker in his first career win on the lob alley-oop exclamation finish for the 4-point win for the Bears. Teams are shaking hands at half court. Bears with the win, 39-35. What a way to finish a basketball game.
That's a heck of an ending.
That's an unbelievable ending. I don't know that we saw what either team wanted, but just letting that play out like it did right there was really impressive from both teams. I like the way the Bears handled that pressure.
Yeah, I think both these teams are going to win some basketball games this year. Both teams are going to get better as the year goes on. Again, certainly a heck of a way to end the basketball game if you're Bryan. I mean, you're trying to avoid the foul, and all of a sudden you end up with a 2-on-1 with 2 seconds left, and you throw, we always worked on the lob for the dunk at the rim. It's just something we, practiced all the time. It's wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
don't
you have
think we ever had to worry about practicing that. No.
You have an athlete like that, though, that can make plays, and again, really good recognition. I mean, the dunk we're going to talk about, but the really good recognition by the pass.
Absolutely.
Drew the defender, and that's not an easy pass to make.
And a good find. I thought Jack Kennedy made a nice play on that.
Exactly.
He'd miss all 4 free throws tonight. I think he understood, get it out of my hands right here, go find a senior. Dominic with the catch. He could have easily went in layup to finish, but he saw his teammate for the finish. So, just a fantastic way to end a ball game. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to work on some stats. We'll be back here in a second to wrap things up from Bryan High School. But the Golden Bears are 1-0. 4-point win in the first game for the 24-25 season and the career of Coach Jacob Parker. It's got to feel really good, so he's going to talk to his team, and we'll be back in a minute.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Rooting on the Golden Bears is a tradition that brings us all together.
Just like the sports we love, another tradition has stood the test of time. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, since 1922, we've been part of the community, supporting you in the moments of celebration and loss.
Just like a team, we understand the value of traditions and the love that binds us together.
So whether it's cheering for a win or celebrating a life well lived, remember we are here for you.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused.
Back at Bryan High School, 4-point win for the Golden Bears, 39-35 over a really scrappy veteran Edgerton basketball team tonight. Bears did all the things they needed to do at the end, minus maybe some free throw shooting, but that's something that'll come as we go. A reminder that tonight's game was brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, and Veteran Services of Williams County. Also, you can keep up with all the Bryan sports action by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Get notified when we go on the air for each game. Head to youtube.com/Bryan Sports and hit the subscribe button. So we got some team stats, maybe some individual stats, talk a little bit about tonight's ball game, recap what we just saw.
Yeah, let's start with team stats first, then we'll come back to individual stats. From the 2, Bryan was 6 for 12 in the second half, 14 for 24 overall. Outstanding shooting percentage from the 2. From the 3, they were 1 for 4 in the second half, which made them 1 for 13 overall from the 3. They ended up with 6 offensive rebounds, 19 defensive rebounds for a total of 25, and 13 turnovers. For the Edgerton Bulldogs, they went 8 for 25 from the 2. Key stat, they went 3 for 20 from the 3. I do believe they're going to shoot it better as the year goes on, but for tonight, the 3 for 20 really hurt them. They ended up with 12 offensive rebounds, 13 defensive rebounds, 8 of those in the second half, and 12 turnovers, Bryan forcing them into 8 turnovers in the second half. So again, those stats are very close, as the score would indicate. I think both coaches are going to look at these, and personally I think the same way. I think they'll think in that we're going to shoot it better. This is kind of an anomaly tonight, game 1. I don't think there's any way Edgerton's going to go 3 for 20 from the 3 most of the games this year. I think they shoot a little better. I don't think Bryan's going to go 1 for 13 from the 3. And those are things that probably play into a very big part of their offense. I think
both coaches better hope you're right on that, or the gray hair thing will happen a lot faster than they want.
That's going to happen no matter what. Yeah, just the speed of it's going to be how fast it comes. Turnover-wise, again, Bryan had 7 in the first and 6 in the second. I think Jacob's going to clean that up. You always want to shoot for that goal of 10. Edgerton did a really nice job of taking care of the ball in the first half with only 4, but they had 8 turnovers in the second half. A couple of them were very costly in key possessions at the end of the game. But again, it's game 1 of a very long basketball season. I thought both teams defended extremely well. I thought both teams made some big plays when they needed to. Both teams played very hard. I think both of them are going to win some games as the year goes on.
Yeah, and you talk about turnovers. I don't think, like, as I sit back and think about the ball game in a bigger picture, I don't think of turnovers as sloppy play as much as defense forced a lot of that. This is almost like, I'm a football guy, and this is almost where your defense is ahead of your offense early.
Yeah.
You're still figuring out offense, especially for Bryan filling out this whole process of new guys, new places, all that stuff. Defense travels. Defense is
Sure
there
does.
all the time. If I can sit down and play some good man-to-man defense, I don't even have to know who I'm playing. I just got to be able to play some fundamentals. I think we saw that tonight. That caused a lot of trouble for both teams.
It did, and that's a great point defensively. I thought both teams made it difficult in the paint. You talked about those turnovers, and you're right. It wasn't necessarily a result of sloppy play. How many times you see on both ends, offensive players would get the ball in a pretty good position, and the defense would make a great adjustment by double-teaming them, trapping on the baseline, blocking shots, getting them caught in some uncomfortable situations. So I think you're right, Coach Arnold. The defense is definitely ahead of the offense at this point, and that's probably to be expected.
And I think the block shots were huge for Bryan. That's a new element for Bryan's defense that's going to be a part of things, being able to take away some shots at the rim, whether it's Cito or Jessing, a couple of long athletic defenders.
Yep.
So we see the final there on the screen. Bryan 39, Edgerton 35. Do we have some individual to talk about?
Let's start with Edgerton. Noah Weaver had 2. Maddox Baker had 5. Kellen Sanchez had 6. Joel Walkup had 6. Corey Herman had 7. And Edgerton was led tonight by Scotty Krantz with 9. For the Bryan Golden Bears, they were led by Kingston Cito with 12. Gavin Jessing with 10. Tucker Watson with 2. Landon Bassett with 4, and Carter Dominic with 11. And Carter Dominic was, from the middle of the third quarter to about the middle of the fourth quarter, just an absolute difficult matchup for Edgerton. And when Bryan expanded that lead, they came on his buckets. So credit to Carter for the offensive playmaking down there, but a credit to his teammates for getting him the ball in really good spots.
Absolutely, and Dominic had a really good ball game. If he can do those things for Coach Parker's crew this year, that's going to make us that much harder to defend, that much harder to stop. So let's take a look at upcoming schedule here. We have for both Bryan and Edgerton's next 5 games. You see what the Bulldogs have following this one tonight at Eastside. That's on Monday night. Then we've got Archbold, at Fayette, at Montpelier, and Wauseon. So they've got a little bit of an NWAL tour going on. And the Bryan Golden Bears tomorrow, they'll have another triple header. They go over to Nora. I think that's an early freshman start, about 6 o'clock tip there for the high school or for the varsity game. And then Wayne Trace, Hicksville, Stryker, and Defiance. So a good early season schedule there. It's going to test the Bears a little bit and see what the challenge is that they're going to face. Other upcoming Golden Bear Sports Network broadcasts, you can see we've got boys basketball with Wayne Trace at Bryan. That's next Friday night. Unfortunately, I won't be here with Coach Meister. I'll be enjoying some state football action in Canton, but we're going to get a much better, probably better looking, better talking, much smarter sub. If you can find those things, I don't know, but someone will be here to help Coach Meister.
I can find it on the street corner if you want.
There's probably 40 people still on the floor down there, and there's only 41 down there. Then the boys are Defiance is at Bryan. We'll be covering that game on the 14th. Girls basketball, Defiance at Bryan on the 17th. Girls basketball with Bowser and Fairview in the Holiday Classic on the 27th and the 28th. Then our girls basketball team, put a little plug in for Coach Grosjean and the girls. A lot of new faces there as well. That's a team that lost 5 seniors, 4 starters, and they've come out on 3-0 start. They've been behind in every ball game they played, and they find a way to scrap back for some wins. So exciting start for that. And we're not far away from wrestling and swimming, and bowling's already underway. So everything's rolling or real close to rolling right now for the Golden Bears. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back to wrap things up here after the Bears win in Game 1 for the 24-25 season.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Back out at Bryan High School one last time. Bears win game one, 39-35, make enough plays at the end to get win number one on the season and win number one for the career, hopefully a long and successful career for Coach Jacob Parker. I want to remind you that the next game that will be broadcast will be next Friday, December 6th, as the boys host Wayne Trace here. I want to thank the crew, our director, Chris Malanga, on the cameras tonight. Some junior high kids that did a fantastic job, and we really appreciate them being here. Lily Walker, Haley Strine, and Gabby Malanga. I want to thank the BHS Athletic Department, Nathan Keel and Teresa Kuzmal. I want to thank Golden Bear Photo, Matt Neff and Stephanie Ponsack, and our executive producer tonight, also Mr. Chris Malanga. This broadcast is produced by the Golden Bear Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any duplication or other use of this broadcast, including descriptions or accounts of the game without express written consent of the Bryan City School District, is prohibited. One final time for all of us at the Golden Bear Sports Network. With Tim Meister, I'm Brian Arnold. Again, the final score tonight, 39-35, Bears victorious. Have a great night, everybody.